Hello everybody, I am live, and so in this case everybody gets the chance to see me. And for those who are watching, I am Aleks. For the first podcast, this is just like a simple introduction, because on my website alekswill.com, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I will have these free platforms where you can watch me. And I will repeat the podcast on Facebook as well. Instagram, I might just have a repost, but for those who cannot reach me, I apologize for the technical problems. Now, very important, when it comes to attracting the energy, the right energy in your life. Now, one thing to be certain, let's say I speak about my own situation. I got numerous times I got ill, I got sick, and I had some chronic issues with my lungs, and always like coughing around, and people wonder. And I kind of got so used to it that I said, okay, you know what, that's what it is. And I had my ups and my downs. But eventually came a point in time where it kept repeating to a point where the body said, no, I'm not gonna put up with it anymore. I ended up meditating. I've meditated for many years, but eventually I kind of let it go, and that's what happens. We get very busy, we get very occupied, and we kind of go along with whatever we feel like. This is the dangerous part, doing something because you feel like it. Because what is if you don't feel like it sometime? Then this can be a huge problem. Yeah. So now I personally, I wanted to make sure that this will never happen again, that I simply stop doing what I'm doing because I don't feel like it. At this point, it became a necessity. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't feel like my normal self, or the self that I'm used to. And it was one of those events, Tony Robbins, you heard of him, I'm sure, and he had an event called UPW. Now, I've participated in many workshops before, but the one thing that really struck me while I was at that hospital, there was a gentleman named Master Co. Master Co was at this event, and they spoke about health, eternal health, and it reminded me of the times when I studied in Hawaii, and I felt like I need to do this again. And so I decided to go back into the readings of Power of Intention. Dr. Deyer is one of my inspirations, and I think everybody needs to have a role model, I say. So I want to talk about 6 steps. In fact, more than that, but I just want to cover a few. Number 1, create the power of intention. How do you create? I mean, how do you attract the things that you desire in your life? How do you work with the power of intention? So create the power of intention. To be creative, you know, it's a very, very high place to be. That place we actually come from. We have been created. And there was no physical form of Aleks or you before. So wherever that is coming from, I believe the creator, but it's a creative source, certain, because everything is energy, that leads us to be in this place. And what do? We create. So if you continue to create within the power of your intention, of course, this grows within you, and much more happens during that phase of your energy that you're aligned with. The second phase is the phase of kindness. When you see people that are kind to each other, they have actually shown in experiments when it comes to the reaction of human beings. When one human being observes another being being kind to another, whether it's an animal, a dog, or a love couple, our serotonin level goes up. And with that, your awareness changes. Suddenly you feel happier, you feel stimulated by just observing it. So that's the phase of kindness. That's the second phase. Now, the third phase is the phase of love. Life is a giving nature. Anytime you give, it comes back to you. Any act of kindness. For example, the energy of love is so powerful, you can convert hate into love. When you're kind, it keeps building, it keeps creating more kindness because of the power of intention. It goes so deep. I mean, if you wake up in the morning and you start smiling to a person, you'll notice some people walk past, some people not going to do anything, but most of the time you get a smile back. So it starts really with you, and that love grows. It just comes back in 1,000-fold. I want to go into the next phase, which is phase 4, the phase of beauty. Everything is beautiful. Everything was created beautiful, whether it's a flower, a tree, the ocean, the nature. The eternal action of love, your beautiful thoughts create a beautiful world. When you tap into your soul, into your heart, you become present. And when you become present, suddenly you see beauty and love in everyone. It's this idea that somebody's attractive or not attractive is really something that we made up in our mind. You know, a dog looks at you completely different because of the energy, right? So when you start to tap into your soul, into your heart, and become an appreciator, you see beauty in everyone and everything. So phase 5 is expansion. Expansion is, how can I explain it the best way? The spirit is a forming power. When you focus on abundance, I'm gonna give a quote by Saint Francis. You know, he said, receive the blessings from God through unconditional abundance. Now, those who have abundance receive that blessing from God, in other words. So don't fight, but be open. Be open to what is coming your way. You don't know what the stranger can do for you, or somebody who walks across the street. And if you're open, and if you show abundance and unconditional love, you will attract a lot into your life, more than you ever expected. So unlimited abundance. For example, the air is unlimited for you. The sun is unlimited. The water is unlimited. So the galaxies, you see so many stars. Imagine they are thousands of light years away. I mean, something like 40,000 light years. That's how long it probably would take you to travel there. But what we see is just a glimpse of what's left of the light. Now imagine the power of that. So, abundance. If you recognize who you are within your soul and your heart, you no longer really deny the greatness within you. Many people doubt. Many people don't, and they're not willing to accept their greatness. How can I say it best? For example, people go through a crisis, they go to church and they pray and they say, oh man, God, please forgive me. I need more money, or I'm gonna lose my home. I lost my girlfriend. Please, God, forgive me, and etc. But if you, with the harmony of your power of intentions within yourself, and recognize the greatness in you, with all humility and respect to who have created you, your source, you will no longer look down at yourself or look down at anyone else. Now, I've gone through these phases just to highlight, those topics. But pretty much, if you understand those 7 points, those 7 phases, this is what attracts the power of intention, each phase. And for me personally, this is where everything changed. Now, a lot of people go to a meditation class and they start meditating or go to yoga to do all kinds of things, but something is missing. And that is really, putting action into it. So what's your intention, what you really want. So you put it out there in the universe and you create that energy, which it's going to really shift your life because your focus, your awareness is going to change. However, you still need to put work into it. And that means practice as you preach. So after my studies, for example, I take a pen and paper. So this is what I have here. And I make keynotes after my meditation of whichever manifest I write down on a piece of paper. Okay, for example, something very simple, just for the day. I'm gonna put notes here of what I want to achieve for this week. And then through my meditation, I manifest on that to be aware, to keep in mind what I want to achieve. By accepting already that I'm capable of this, to have a vision, to visualize what I want to do. For example, 3 major goals that I already have achieved. I imagine already achieved it. Going backwards, not like what is if I'm going to achieve this, or I wish I could achieve it. I put myself into a state as I already achieved it and I feel the excitement. So I keep manifesting on it. And so what I write down on the paper is a reminder of what I manifested. There's like this if, and this kind of doubt transcends towards you. And then you're going to keep thinking about fear and doubt. And that's not what you want to do. I manifested on situations like meeting certain people, whether it's love, whether it's a business relationship. I used to chase it, I was so eager, I wanted to achieve something. But energetically, if you're anxious, if you're so desperate to get something, how many times you realize you're chasing it away from you? You're pushing it away. So eventually there comes a point of acceptance. And that's where abundance comes in. Believe in abundance, that the blessings will come to you. So you focus on keeping your chakras, your energy open. That's why you do meditation. And suddenly, when you do that, something is shifting. It's like no longer a door standing in front of you that doesn't open. Suddenly, it's an open path. And your work is to just keep walking. Keep walking without looking back, just keep on walking. Instead of pounding on the same door for years and years, you're going to decide to just walk that path. That because of your energy, you have opened up, and now, as strange as it sounds to some people, the universe has opened up to you. Because you were created with perfection and greatness. You're a piece of the Creator. Whichever you believe in. I'm not referring to any religion, but you are a spirit. a spiritual being. Spirit, mind, and body. It's not one or the other. And if you connect all those things, you'll be able to breathe, to be alive, and to actually live your life. It's like, think of like a root of a tree. It's not just a tree in itself, it's not just the roots, but it's the energy. For example, looking at, let's say, take some dirt in your hand. If you think this is just dirt, it's nothing, it's not the case. There's a life-forming energy in that earth, in that ground. Because everything that you look at, and I could go much deeper into it, but everything is energy. So once you acknowledge that and you recognize that, something is shifting within you. That energy, that belief, is going to change your state of mind. I recommend for you meditation. I recommend for you also the book called The Power of Intention by Dr. Deyer. But I'm here to introduce all my personal experience and all the things that I've been through to get to this phase of my life. And of course, this is just a little introduction. In the future, every week, I'm going to have some posts. I'm going to repeat this, do it for the daytime and for the evening time, because I'm in Spain, in Europe. And again, for all those who may not be able to see me, you can watch the replay and listen to what I spoke about today. Please leave some comments. Get in touch with me. All this is for free. Remember that to receive a blessing, we must give a blessing. The more generous and kind you are to others, the more you will attract it in your life too. Living is giving. And the more you hold on to and just think about oneself, you're going to be stuck, because it's a chain. It's all connected with one another. So I hope this was helpful. I will introduce a lot more when it comes to meditation and the mind, strategies, etc. But today this was a focus I wanted to bring up, because this is probably one of the most important topics when it comes to attracting the things in your life that you really desire and wish. So all the best to you guys. Until next time.